Project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. Very important. When I say the temporary endeavor, it means that it has a start date, it has an end date. Temporary means someday it will going to finish it. It is not going something ongoing. Someday it has to be finished. Sometimes small project, it can be 6 months, it can be 1 year, it can be 10 years also, but it has to be in date. It can't be infinite. That is those activities we consider as a project. For example, you started developing any e-commerce website, and that is you'll have definitely start date. Hey, you will be starting a kickoff meeting will be on this date on the first of June, and we are targeting to complete this project within 1 year. So you have a start date, you have an end date. So that activities when you get involved into that, so that is called as a project. But on an operation, if you go to that manufacturing industry, in the same factory, the model car is getting manufactured. So it is like 10,000 units are getting manufactured. So it is it's not a project. It doesn't have an end date. Every day same car getting manufactured. So it's the same operations. They are doing a day-to-day activities. They know, because when they enter the office, they will do this thing, they will do this thing, they will do this. At the end, car get assembled at this. So that is called an operation because there's no end date, there's no start date. And the project and operation, interact to each other, because once the project get over, it enters into the operations. Sometimes it enters into the support. Like when you see that when you do any project, like when you develop, so for example, this website and e-commerce website. So once it has been developed and when the customer started using it, it enters into the support and operation, and that's to become an operation. It's a day-to-day activities. Your customer order it, they will get product, you'll ship it. So it's to become an operations now. It's not to become a project. So that is the basic difference. Two things that you need to remember. One is that it is a temporary in the nature, temporary endeavor. When I say the temporary, it should have a start date, it should have an end date, and it should not be an ongoing effort. At the end, it will produce some product. Every project will produce a product. Now the project can be, there is two things. So some projects are successful, some projects are unsuccessful. But unsuccessful projects also give you something which may be useful or may not be useful. Sometimes you have seen that there is a project you are working on and you have worked for 6 months and suddenly the stakeholder comes in the picture and they say, I don't need this project anymore because of the, my requirement has been changed. That is one scenario. Sometimes they say, hey, this project that we are working on is no longer valid right now. I have moved to some other technology and I'm going with some other which they are providing everything well and good. So why should I develop this product? So that is also, that project was scrap it. So every project, when you start it, you work sometime, you worked on initiation, you worked on planning, sometimes you develop some projects, some code, but you have some output which is useful or may not be useful. That's okay, but I have some output. So that's why it means every project will give you some product, unique product, but in the operation, one car, same model, again same car, same model. So it doesn't give you, it's not unique, it's just the same things you will get repeated. So it doesn't have a unique product. Project will give you the unique product. So that's one thing you need to remember it. Another thing is a progressive elaboration. Sometimes few projects are, we do in the phases wise, some enhancement sometimes. For example, like if you heard about SpaceX company, they are involved into the reusing the rocket booster and, reuse those rocket booster launcher, and so that they can reduce the cost of sending satellites to the space station. So they have failed it 5 times. So they started with the first thing. First phase, this was my concept. They worked on it. They failed it. But they have done some incremental. Then they have done some design changes. They have done some enhancement. Again, they tried to send it. Again, they failed it. So then again changes their design, some areas. But those are also called as a project because you're working on those areas. It's not an operation. This is a project also. That's called a progressive elaboration. incremental design and refinement of initial concept towards the project plan. Those things also considered as a project, and every phase will consider as a project, because first phase is over, go live, they tried, tested, they failed it. Okay, now they understand what is their areas where they need to improvement. They took another 6 months, again 6 months, this is another project. So these things we consider as a project. And the exam, they will give you the scenario and they will ask you sometime they will give you the scenario and they say this was a construction project. They got this the roadblocks, and they will try to mention somewhere. You need to look that whether the start date and end date is mentioned or not in that statement. That is a very important. And from that, and try to figure out, is that the same? They are giving some unique product, something is there. So from that scenario, you need to figure out these are like should have start date and then based on that you need to suggest whether it's a project or an operation. So those are objective questions. 4 options will be coming, and all the PMP certification, all PMP questions are 90 to 95% are scenario based. You get a very few direct questions. Those are scenario based. So what you need to do it, you need to understand scenario, and after understanding the scenario, link with the concept that you learn it, and then give the answer. That is how you're going to do it. Okay. In PMPs, you don't find that direct questions.
So link with the concept and
yeah, then you answer it. Answer in the sense like, see, when I say like, suppose they given one scenario, so you need to link, okay, this scenario, they are talking about a project, okay. So project, what's the project? So you are trying to link those things with the concept. And what is the concept of the project? Project should be temporary in the nature. So you should look into that, okay, in this scenario, whether they have given the start date or end date or not. Okay, they have given, and then based on that scenario, understand, okay, this is a project. During a practice question also, you'll find a lot of questions where you'll get to practice all those things. All the PMP questions, that mock test and real exam, those are scenario based, okay? So one thing
right.
you should aware of.
So scenario linked to the concept and then answer it. Okay.
Yeah. Because, you should understand what is the project before, scenario is talk about real scenario, but, they will, you need to understand which one I should call as a project, right? Sometime in the real life, we do something which may not be the standard practice that we supposed to do it. PMI give you the standard practice, and they are expecting that you should answer the question based on their PMBOK guide or the standard practice or training that from whatever you're learning it. You need to use your experience for understanding it, but don't use your full experience to answer those questions. They are expecting that you should, answer the question based on what the standard practice they have mentioned in the PMBOK guide, or that whatever you are going to learn throughout it. Okay. Sometimes, especially in the human resource management area, the way we handle the conflict management in the office altogether different, and the way the PMI recommended to handle the conflict management happen within the project team members or project management. You get my point?
Yeah.
So you need to answer based on this. So you need to learn those things. Good.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, so what is the project management? And basically, we need to, what are the project activities? For managing those project activities, you need a knowledge, because if I'm working in IT industries and if somebody asks me, hey, you just, trying to implement same type things in the construction, that knowledge may not be applicable, because construction project, is altogether different, and the IT projects altogether different, but the process will be same. Process, you will find a project manager creating the documents and creating a project management plan, schedule management plan, human resource management plan. So process you will find in all those industries the same, but you should have that knowledge of that industry when you're working on those industry for taking care of the project. So the project management they are looking, you should have a knowledge of those knowledge of the two areas. You should have skills. You should have some tools and techniques. So for managing a project, you require some different tools. You maybe require this MS Office, Jira, some different softwares you need it, and for to keep a track of your projects. So because in the project there are a lot of activities will be happening, to keep a track of all those things. So you need some software where you can capture it. So when you apply those areas in your project requirements, and then overall process is called as a project management. The project management is basically an application of knowledge, skills and tools and techniques, and you apply it in the project activities to meet the project requirements. So this is the project management, and they are expecting that every project manager should have a management skills and some professional ethics. They are also expecting as part of this. So, obviously, if you're managing a team of 10 to 20 people, you should have some management skills. You can't be as a, the developer, or you are on a receiver end. You should be on a leader side. There's two things, there's basically the project management, where you're going to apply your knowledge, skills, and what you're going to learn in the project areas and then get it done. That's called a project management. Then there's called as a program management. Then there's called as a portfolio management. Then there's called as OPM. So there is a four things are there, and we're going to talk about what is the program management, what is the portfolio management. I hope in your real life, normally we heard about a program manager. There will you'll find that there's a program manager, okay, who will be responsible for, handling the multiple related projects under them, okay, under him or her, okay. So program is basically group of related projects. So you'll find that group of related projects are, and if you manage those projects, those are called as program management, and the person who will be responsible, you'll find a program manager who will be head of that, okay. So he will be basically taking care of what are the related projects are going on under his umbrella. Then you have a portfolio management, where under portfolio you will find multiple projects are, multiple program and multiple projects are linked into that. So one simple example I can give you, for example, suppose I have one of my IT companies, and I'm basically involved into the consulting. Now, what can be the portfolio? I have decided that, okay, Japanese market is my portfolio for me, where I want to expand my business, okay. So all the projects, whatever in this, the areas, I have created one portfolio, and in that portfolio I have my president or vice president will be there, and he will be responsible for leading those areas. And under that, maybe you will find they created a different program. They have given, okay, maybe all the retail projects, there will be one program manager. All the media information, there is one program manager. Or all the construction projects in the Japan market, they created one program. So that they can, divide it into and they can give you the program, these are the areas you should look into that. But if the portfolio, the program is still very big, they can divide it further also. It is how you break down the hierarchy. The point is, at the end, we're trying to make sure that all the related projects, you should have one program manager or head of it, where, and who can, reuse their resources, and he is aware about the process that working on those areas. So the related, if this is related projects, resource allocation and prioritizing the work is very easy, and getting the resource and getting it done. So that is the main reason they're trying to have a program portfolio on the projects. So this is on an overall hierarchy how the portfolio, program, and project look like. In our real life, we see that even 4 or 5 projects are there, we create one program manager. That's also fine, because see, that is you're trying to create a hierarchy. In this way, you can manage the stuff. Okay. On the example which I said, this is one simple example to understand what is the related projects, what is the program, and what is the portfolio. Okay.
Okay.
Now,
so portfolio
okay.
For somebody is for a portfolio manager, so they are above the program managers, right?
Yes.
They are senior most
in
the PM office.
The HOD or some like a senior manager, what you can say, vice president, and at that level, director. So they give that label. So you find that person. Okay. And sometime in our real life, you see that line. Sometime within 3-4 projects are there. They will go, okay, this is a portfolio we've given you, but the concept is the same. Means they're trying to give you that, okay, within that you have a related projects are there, and within that related projects you will find a program and then projects. So that is what they're trying to do it here. And nowadays they have introduced the industry segment. Like you will find that within the industry wise, retail industry, now, in IT companies, we have seen that, like, especially what they have done is they have divided all the projects based on the industry itself. And within that area itself, they created a portfolio program and all those things. Like they created all the retail projects in that company. You'll have one head of that, and that retail projects you have 1,000 projects are there. Okay, so in that they have created a portfolio. Okay, for retail projects for a Japan market, you look into this portfolio. For the AMR market, you look into this portfolio. So divided the segment, they divided the industry-wise overall companies, and then within that also they created that, okay, for this area, all the projects in this area, you should look into that. Okay, so based on the what type of organization structures are there, what is the very big, they're trying to create a more hierarchy so that they can manage it. The concept is same. You have one portfolio which is above the program where all the related programs will be clubbed into that. Okay. This is this is how it looks like. So sometimes you will find that some of the the HR initiative initiated by the organization on higher management, and that HR initiative, that project, they want to, that is applicable to every program, every project. So that's why you may find that individual projects who will be working under that portfolio, and that may not be the program. Okay, the program portfolio is a collection of the program, and it can be the individual projects also, and that project may not be related to the program. It can be like on a higher level initiative offered by this they're trying to this director level or that portfolio head. They want to have some policy which they want to implement it with the every project. So they may create separate projects and under which they will specifically monitoring it.
Yeah.
So they will be taking care of.
Many times I used to think, okay, what program, if the developers or individual developers are struggling or they couldn't be able to fix a bug or they couldn't deliver on time, what project management can go and talk. What program management and portfolio managers do? Simply they have to depend on team and engineering team to deliver, right? Other than
Yeah, right. See, at the end, when this is all about, when you talk about, you're talking about individual projects where some areas you find, that is like that comes under the project management where, one of the developers is struggling with that. So this is where the project managers come in the picture, find the, support. And that team members is struggling, find out the outside support. If within a team you are not able to get it. So sometimes how they handle such type of things in real life, the way we do it or the way I do it whenever we face a problem, we struggle also, or team members struggle a problem. So first we're trying to reach it, okay, within our, because that project you will find a program, right? Within a program you have multiple projects. So we reach out to the PMO and we'll say, hey, this is a technical skills, so we need it and we are not able to deliver it, and is expecting it, and some challenges are there. Can you provide such resources with these skills, with the experienced guys or subject matter expert? Program will try to look into that within their areas. Is there somebody there who can help them for some time? And they'll try to find it. Worst case, if they don't find it, they will try to reach out to the other program manager if they have it. If it is not, then we'll try to get it from support from market. Go for outside. Before going for outside market, where take the help of that vendor or someone who can provide it, and then before we try to look into this. Sometimes we do the SAP projects, okay, and in that case we see that, okay, some of the team will not able to figure out how to do it. Then we go and take a support from the SAP, and and those are some things are contractual with the SAPs and other vendors, and sometimes they say, hey, this is not comes under the contract. If you need extra resources, you need to pay for every day. So that's also we have done it in one of the projects. In multiple projects I have done it where basically hired for those resources for 1 or 2 days. So that is the way you are going to manage it. It doesn't. Program manager can't come and do the coding. He's involved into this more of management. His job is to get the right resources to get it done, or to provide the support to that resources who's studying it. You get my point?
Okay, so he will find, so basically he will find the resources or find the find their
Yes.
whatever knowledge or
Find the right things to get it done. So his job is to get that resources, get the tools or skills, whatever things are needed. His job is not to write the coding or to solve that problem. His job is to find the right people who can solve that problem immediately.
whether internally or externally, whatever.
Internally, externally. First thing is internally, they need to look into it. If it doesn't work it out, then go for externally.
Correct.
This is how. And for every problem, there is a solution. And, there is some solution will be there. So that is how initially we struggle it, but every problem you find solutions.
Yeah.
Good. So that is how it will be look like, and portfolio management. Good. So you have organizational project management, which is called as OPM. OPM sits on top of portfolio. So here you will find that a group of director or head of the portfolio, they sit together and they decide the strategy for overall organization. Okay, you feel right? A group of directors meetings are there, or that those they comes under the OPM umbrella. So they are part. They basically form the. This is how. That's why if you see every organization, you have a pyramid structure. This is how the pyramid structure comes in the picture. You have on top level, then you have a portfolio. Within that, you have a project, program management, project management. Within project management, you will find a project team member, senior manager, and developer. This is how the what you can say the pyramid looks like, and this is how the organization build up. So we talk about a project. We'll talk about what is the project management. Under that, multiple project management it comes from the program management. Multiple program management become portfolio, and then portfolio become OPMs. Okay, this is how it works. The relationship between how it look like on a graphical level, you can able to understand it how it will be. Like if you see this multiple projects, project A, B, C, managing all these projects, this comes under like a project management. Now, then program management, like a project A and project B, you have one program manager who will be taking care of it. Project C and D, you have program one, and this is your program management. And the portfolio management is this one, like everything comes under all the portfolio. And as I said, like portfolio can be the group of a program, as well as it can be the individual projects also. Okay, because that will be basically taken care by the portfolio head. They're trying to implement something which is on across all the projects. So they can be individually running the such projects also. So they can support it. That's why this hierarchy was there. Okay. This is how the relationship look like. And the portfolio talks about the portfolio management. They are more focused on enterprise values. Means on a high level, their focus is to how to expand the business in this area. Okay, how to get on more clients, and that's at the enterprise level. Okay, and suppose as I said, like if who are Japanese market, who are the portfolio head, his job is to capture all the project and expand his business in this market. So that's on enterprise level. But on a program management, there's his main intention on the business value, like all the clients who are working in this under his, and he trying to give the get it done on time. There will be no issues. So his job is to focus on the business areas and get it done. And the program management is like we should just focus on projects and handling the project issues, getting the project activities done on a time. So that's the project management. So these are every areas, they have their different goals, different missions, different priorities, and everybody focus on that. Being a project manager, I will be more focused on getting the work project done and trying to get few more projects in these areas. So that's being a project manager, I will be my responsibilities. But main objective is to get the work done. Customer should be satisfied. Customer should be happy. All the stakeholders should be happy. That's the main objective of that. Okay, so what are the areas where the project can come in the picture? This is the important, and that you need to understand it. Projects are typically authorized based on one or more strategic consideration. Like project can come into the picture because of the market demand. Like there is a car of requirements of the big size car. So because of that, the project can come in the picture. Initially, the sedan car and other cars are there. Now, a company is feeling on in the market, there is a demand of, let's see, since people are looking that for whole family, is that anything is available. So there is demand for SUV car or bigger size car. So the company started working on these prototypes, started designing it. So when they started working, they will build something. So it's the project can come in the picture because there will be some start date, there will be end date. So that's one reason that can come in the picture. Strategic opportunity as business need. This is also one of the areas where the project can come in the picture. For example, as I said, like I have my e-commerce website and I'm doing on the website, everything is good. I'm doing a business, but the smartphone comes in the picture and now there is a demand, there is an opportunity where I should develop some Android app or iOS app. So in that case, so that I can capture that market. So this is a strategic opportunity. This is a business requirement. If I don't do it, this thing right now, over 5 years, I will be maybe, I will not be applicable in the market. So that is one of the reasons project can come in the picture. Now, this is a demand. Now I will ask my team member, hey, can you focus on building some iOS apps for me for this website or for this platform? Hey, I'm getting my voice echo, so can you go on mute, or when you have any questions, then you can ask me at that moment. Hello.
No one is.
Okay.
No one is here.
Okay.
Probably some outside.
Did you put in the speaker?
No. I'm using headphones.
Okay.
Probably some trucks are going nearby my house. Probably that noise.
No. Yep. Yeah, I understand. So, no, that's a different thing. Okay, good. So, social need and providing a free internet. Sometimes, some of the project can come in the picture where company decided that okay, we need to provide the free internet services to the remote area. So they're trying to come with the balloon type of project, like a Google had come like a year. In India, they're trying to implement it. Where they will balloon type of projects are there where within a 40 kilometers they can provide internet to the rural areas. So because of that requirement, they started working this prototype design, and then they get failed, they success. So because of the social need, that project can come in the picture. Environmental consideration. That's also one reason that project can come in. Government put in some restrictions like on environmental pollution. They want like more electric cars. So now because of car is already there, but because of the electric car, new project can come in the picture. Customer request. Sometimes suppose it's sports, the racing companies are the sports racing company. In that case, they specifically ask this car, and they have their own specification. So they will go to this car manufacturing company and say, hey, this is my specification, this is what we are looking at, can you build it for me? And this is special request. This is not something like on the market. This is a special request, and the company charge it. Okay, I will give you this much and I will build for you. Okay. Technological advances. When you're trying to upgrade something, at that moment of time, new project can come into picture. Legal requirements. Alignment with the new rules and emissions. Some government have put some restrictions. Suppose in India they are trying to implement a GST, and now everyone has to align with that. They have to change their software. So because of that, this new requirements can come in the picture. Good. So these are the areas where the project can come in the picture, and then for managing the project, you need a project management office. So you have a PMO. Those are called as a PMO, and the PMO can be of supportive, controlling, and directive. And those are basically those who are basically supportive. They are basically, their job is to provide a template. Their job is to basically provide a support in terms of the resources also sometime, and training the resources. These types of the things, the PMO does under the supportive. Now, every organization, their roles are different based on the organization structure. And I don't know in your organization how is this a supportive nature or is it more of a controlling nature. So, but in my organization, how it is more of what type of nature is that they control your projects and or they just
strange. Okay, that I was in a little bit of a what is called little difficult scenario some time back.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I was just successful. Otherwise, I could have been more successful. In fact, I should get more successful. The thing that happened
Mm-hmm.
is, I was working in, let's say, project A. Project A is controlled by China, and the project team PMO office controls it. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
project B handles by India manager, who doesn't like to be like the project to be controlled by PMO office. So
Mm-hmm.
his point is, don't respond much, just update the system. If you're working on a future, just update the system so that they can come and see in the system what you are doing. So don't talk, don't go for a call, don't respond to the IMs. No, just ignore the email, just update it. If they ask more, just drop an email that go and see the system. That's how, yeah, that's how it is. It's been. And he indicated in my focal that, sorry, he indicated in my appraisal that you need to work with me rather than Chinese. So if you want anything growth, that's all maximum I can go. I can do this much. It's kind of, that's a message he gave and left. So I also know why I got. Not just he also mentioned the same. This is how it is being. So there is fight between engineering manager. Engineering manager doesn't want PMO office. PMO wants to be controlled. There's a fight.
Yep. That is what the PMO is trying to be controlling in the nature, and PMO here
Because engineering manager feels that he doesn't have the power. They are taking over the project.
Yeah. So it happens. So that is why, but if there are some guidelines are there which is already set it. So like when on organization level, if this guidelines are being set, okay, being a PMO and you will be controlling your project. So, but on a high level, what a PMO, when I say the controlling in nature, they want to see that whether the projects under working their PMO is that aligned with this, the what you can say within an organization there's some policy, something, things are there, whether they are aligned with that or not, or they conformance to the governance what they have set it, some standard, something they have set it. So if they align with this project or not, these types of things are more of a controlling. And here in your cases, they are trying to become more of a directive or controlling. They're trying to basically they are trying to do that much. So sometimes the conflict happen, and this is where you need to. And sometime in between that, the resources get they stop all those things. But on a higher management, there should be the proper direction. Okay, what a PMO should do it, and what the project management they're supposed to they expect it. What needs to be done it. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
but now they went into a different direction. Now the engineering manager is one end, and there is a director structure, and under director there are two guys. That two guys will run the two projects, and we all reports to engineering manager.
Okay.
So director will through these two guys will direct the projects. Right,
Yeah,
so now there is no PMOs. These two are also technical people. So there's no PMO office involved. So I was wondering in the interview who exactly drives, PMO office drives or director drives, how it works.
No. So see, based on the organizational structure, it is not mandatory that you should have a PMO in your office. Okay, it's not mandatory. So it is like sometime to manage the project very efficiently, they create a PMO so that they can group it. All the project. So in this way, at least they can train the right resources. They should have some capability, some template, some. Suppose I have like in my project, 10 projects are there, and I have one PMO office. Okay, in that case, at least I know that I have their lesson learned from those 10 projects. I know who are the resources. If they need, they can shuffle it, from here and there. So their job is this much. And if it is a small organization, then they don't have that much resources. The same people who form the PMO, they are also involved into the projects. So they also control the projects. Okay. And if you go to the company who are 50 employees, so it is like they are more of a directive. They directly manage, they take care of the project itself. So there is no such of PMO concept. They're directly managing the project itself. Okay. So based on the organizational structure, things changes, and it's not mandatory in the organization. You will find a PMO, but bigger organization on a high level, these are concepts, these are things are already there. So what the PMI is looking, what type of PMO will be there, what can be their role based on the organizational structure. They are suggesting it can be the supportive, it can be the controlling, it can be the directive. So what example you said, there your PMO is trying to become more of a controlling in the nature. But is that on a higher management they have given some direction that your PMO should control the project?
Yes, it is. The engineering manager involves mostly technical and some people management. Project has to be driven by PMO office, but at least in 3G, the group which I work, it's more of engineering management. Director is involved in they create a new post called director. He drives the 3G with the help of two tech persons. Techno managers, they are going to run the show. Who are experienced in a 3G, they are experienced in technology wise. So that's how it is happening. So PMO here, I think it will be more of a supportive role instead of controlling or directive.
Oh yeah. Supporting in my organization is of supportive nature. Most only they are of a supportive in the nature.
Supportive means just update the system about how it's worked, bugs involved.
Supportive in this is like provide any templates, any standard practices, provide the training to the resources so that they can work on that project, and from other project if they have some lesson learned and which that document they can share it. It's more of giving support to the project so the project can run it.
It's become very small role, right? Not that much of importance role.
Yes, degree of control is low on the project because if they offer support nature.
That's the politics.
Yeah, that is how it works. But normally on bigger organization, you find PMO of more of a controlling, supportive in the nature, not of a controlling and directive. Because there's 1,000 project, 10,000 project, they can't control and direct it. They smaller project they can be controlled on a very small project, very small organization is more of a directive. I mean they directly do the project itself. There's no such of like a PMO, big PMO. It's a small PMO like that. Like 3-4 projects are there, those project managers sit together, they form a PMO office. There's a part of the PMO, they are part of that. And when I say the project manager can be also part of the PMO office. Okay, it doesn't mean that they are totally separate. They will be also involved into the this PMO meetings and all those things. But based on the size of the project, important the project, the project manager also become a part of the PMO. Okay, so because that is where they find it. Okay, there's not something third people can come in the picture.
But somehow, the PMs are always, there's always a fight between engineering manager and project manager, right?
Yeah, it is there. That's why this is called as a politics. So it is there. So we can't control it. So it is, that's a PMI doesn't recommend all those things, but it's there. That's what I said, right? In the real life, things they done it is different. That's why the PMI comes with the PMP certification. At least people should know what is the right thing. Okay, what is the right thing to do it? What is the best practice? And that is why they wanted. Okay, those who are project manager, if they have done this thing, they are certified. They know what is the right thing to do it, which is good for organization. So if they want, like if everybody file do as per the standard, organization itself achieve the better excellency. If things are conflict get handled properly, teams are happy, projects are happy. So this is how the project should run it. But in the actual life, thing doesn't work it. But we have some benchmark, but thing doesn't work it. This is how it works. I say the way we handle the conflict management within a team is altogether different. The way PMI recommend it. Sometimes we get very harsh to the team members and we take very strict action. And this is not PMI looking. PMI gives like, okay, try to speak to them, then trying to resolve their issues mutually, then you sit with them, try to resolve. If that doesn't work out, then reach out to the HR and the HR will take an action. You are not person who is going to take an action. Okay, you can recommend it. Okay, this is something we wanted and we want a resource to get removed from the project or whatever the case. But a HR is a person who can take the disciplinary action against those resources if you find that something wrong.
What
So
we
there
do
is a standard.
Normally engineering manager will throw the guy out, right?
Yeah. So, but here the process should be like he needs to recommend to the HR, hey, this is what I've been struggling with the team and this resources, and we have already given notice. We're trying to resolve the problem. It doesn't work it out. He have to justify all those things. What are the steps he has taken before reaching out to the final step? And then at that moment, and HR will sit with the manager and the resource and find out if that actual action has been taken. And still he find that resource is totally rigid, there's nothing can be done it. Then it's the HR responsibility. Sometimes the HR unit just remove this resources from this project and try to put it some other project, whatever meets to his aspiration. Sometimes you find a resource working on a project who is looking for a team lead or some better responsibility, but here they are not able to get it. So HR comes in the picture, and because of the conflict keeps on coming in, fight and all those things. So the best solution is that HR find a better projects where he can fit into that. If the organization doesn't have it, then take the action according to that.
Bye-bye.
So that is how it works, right? But in the real life is we find some problem, we try to do something, we try to give more work to him, he got frustrated, a lot of things happen, That's not where the conflict management should be handled. Good. So that's nice discussion. Great. So we talk about the PMO and okay. So as I talk about like a projects and operation, some way they interact it, right? Once the project is they enter into the operation. Any project, when you use it, enter into the operation or service. So support. So it enter into that. So as I say, like you develop the car and then now it has to enter into the factory. Like that is where handshake happen, where it comes into operation. And each project and operation, they interact at the different phases and different areas. Sometimes at each closeout phase. Sometimes when I say the closeout, means project is about to finish it, and then there will be handshake between you hand over that things to the support or you hand over the things to the next operations. When developing a new product or upgrading a product or expanding, sometimes what happens, you have already one product, but now you want to do the enhancement. You have a manual car. Now, because of the market demand, you want to just introduce automatic car. So you've done some enhancement. So you created a small project. Once that project is done, then you enter. So it means you have done for same thing. So there is again handshake which happen when you're trying to upgrade same thing. Well, sometimes when you're trying to improve the operations, also at that moment of time, the project can come in the picture. Like previously in the factory, there's 1,000 workers are working, and now you're trying to automate it so that you have the same operation, but you want less resources. You want only 250 resources work in that factory, and you want to put more machineries, more automations, all those things you want to do it. So this is again in this phase, operation and projects are interacting. Means they have to handshake with them. Okay, and some at the end of the life cycle also. Life cycle, we're going to discuss about what is the project life cycle, what is the product life cycle. We're going to talk about it in the chapter 2 and chapter 2. That's where we're going to talk about what is the project life cycle, product life cycle. On a high level, I can say you that every product have a life cycle. Like if I'm building developing any car itself, over 20 years, somewhere the customers start, the demand for customers, they get decline, and over a period of time, the company stop that production. That's the life cycle of the product. It started into a product. Suppose a smartphone, it came with the new model. I can say maybe my iPhone 6s. Okay, but as soon as iPhone 7s and 8s, and slowly the company stopped the production of the iPhone 6s. Means that is the life cycle. Means it introduced in the market, there is a growth happen, then maturity happen, then decline happen. Okay, once the decline happened, company stop their production and things. So that's called as a product life cycle. And everywhere, whenever during a product life cycle, project can come in the picture. First time when you're introducing the product in the market, obviously you need a project. You have to develop that product, design, develop, final go live. That product is ready. Good. Now, then there's the market growth. Now that product is ready, you have to see how you can, sell it to and how you can expand it. So there is a market growth will going to happen. So that product, you will see the 10,000, 20,000, 1 million such products can keep on happening. So there's a growth is happening. For growth also, there's a lot of things you're going to do. You involve your marketing team to do a lot of stuff. So that those are also one small project, because you're involving a team, you're giving a target. Hey, these are things in this market, I have to expand it. You have to do those things. So the project is, don't link the project is just in developing the product itself. Wherever you see that there is something for that, okay, there's a start date and there's an end date, and you're working with the team and you're building a planning, initiation, you're doing monitoring and closing. So all those things come in the project. So during a market growth, you will find a lot of, the activities you're going to do it, and those also become a project. During a maturity level, when it comes at the maturity level, to maintain those maturity, where you'll find that you will be doing some enhancement, not major changes. That is also but at the end of the life cycle, that is also the project can come in the picture, where now you have to close the operations for that product. You have to close the manufacturing of that product. So you need a big decision. You need a big planning. How you can remove the resources who are already working on the same operation. You have to remove into put into some other areas. So these are big projects. So that's also been like you have to big decision needs to be taken. So at the end of the life cycle also, the project can come in the picture. So these are the areas where you'll find that the project and operation get interacted, and organization has to their job on a bigger picture on organizational strategy. You'll find it how the handshake happened between the project and operation smoothly. That's the at OPM level that resided. Their job is to governs the project as well as operational also. And you find that in every organization you have some team member who are working on a project, some team member who are working on support on operations. But on a top level you find the people who their job is to make sure that everything works perfectly fine, and that comes under the organizational strategies. And so that where the project and operation handshake, and they discuss, get it done properly, things run smoothly. Project management responsibilities and competencies. Project manager has to have this
sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Can you go to previous slide, please? The operation management, let's say you mentioned that when operations and project will interact. I know that, as you mentioned, once the project has been, let's say, Samsung cell phone has been made, so it has been marketed. So operation team will comes to the picture, and then they will talk to marketing team and promotion teams, or even the supply chain teams to get the products to the market, right? During development phase, what's the role of operation teams?
Now, at the starting phase, when you're developing that product, that is. So, what was the question? Can you repeat that?
When developing the project, let's say when developing the Samsung phone. What is the role of operation manager?
At that moment of time, operation will not be there if it is a new product, okay? But if it is already product is there, and they are seeing that, okay, there is some new enhancement can come the picture, they can suggest those bug fixes or enhancement to the project team. Hey, this is we like to have this enhancement. Yeah. At that moment of time, they can suggest those things. But their activities and all those things, you will find it's totally different. They can suggest and get it done from their team, other team. Not their team will be. Operation management is like a service delivery. Their job is to, whatever the product has been given, is that been working same way it's supposed to be done it. Any new enhancement, anything that needs to be done, that needs to be taken care by the project team, not by the operation team.
So
operation team is responsible for running the show, not, updating or upgrading anything. Their job is to running the show. That is, that is how it will be.
Let's say, for example, if you take any cell phone chip, it has a 3G, LTE, 2G, right? So 2G one team, 3G one team, LTE one team, right? This is how it can, because all three are different technologies, right? Now, what is now when 2G, 3G evolves, standard evolves, 3G will be doing something, and LTE will be doing something, 2G will be doing something. New architecture or new standards coming into in this technologies. So what is the role in this case? What is the operation management will go and do?
Okay, so once that product is ready, they will hand over to the operation, right? That they will give you the handover to that operation, and production of that handover or maintenance or providing support to that. That's a part of the operations. That is there. See, operation management is responsible for overseeing, directing, or controlling the business operation. Means, their job is to get things done. It's their job, and if basically, as I say, different areas they have it. Different areas they will give their product to their operations, and then operation is to run the business, to keep on running the show. That's what I'm trying to say. But their job is to run the business. Their job is not to involve and develop new product. That's the project team. But sometimes they suggest it what needs to be done. That's a suggestion is given by the operation. If you see any software product, and in ERP, suppose we do SAP project and where we implement it. Okay, once the project is implemented and the project is now ready, now it enters into the support, where we have a support team. Their job is to see that in the production is the way it's supposed to be run is running or not. Is that any problem comes? Oh, what problem comes? Okay, is the something like something breaks down or server breaks down. So means something of their business stop there. But in production environment, my product has not been changed. Their job is to run that product smoothly. You get my point?
I got it. It's like ERP, it's kind of online website, like say Amazon website. Once the development of the website has done, its operation team comes to the picture and then run the Amazon website.
Keep on checking. Okay, is that my website is running properly? Oh no, it's not. Some bug, some server breakdown, some bugs has been introduced, or something is the customer is not able to send a mail. But functionality is already there, but some problem come and solve that problem then. Okay. But it's not something introduce new feature, new enhancement. That's not a part of the operations. Operation is just running the show. Okay.
Okay, I got it.
Good. So that's on operation, and the operation, and throughout your PMP certification, throughout this PMBOK guide or throughout the training, we're going to talk about project management. Operation management we're not going to discuss about. That's not the scope of this PMP certification. They talk about because operation they have IT service and delivery.
ITIL, right?
Yeah, ITIL is there. So that, yeah.
Okay. So, and then organization strategy, that means projects and operation has to coordinate. Is it something like organization strategy?
Yes.
Kind of identify the projects, right? Like kind of making a sports car, making a family car. That's the organization strategy, right? They will identify the product and then they will give it to the project, and then project and operation teams maintains it.
Hand over to the operation and handle those production of those operations. Okay.
Right.
So exactly. Right. Okay. So good. So that's great. Okay. So the project management responsibility, what is their competencies are there? So project manager completes the work through the project team and key stakeholder. Yes, because that is the way he will get it done work through the team and the stakeholder itself. And the successful project manager balance and knowledge, experience, ethics, and number of interpersonal skills. What are the interpersonal skills are they expecting? You should have a leadership quality, team building, team building where build your team, wherever is required, train the resources, ask right people to train the resources. That's a team building. Motivate them, communicate them, provide the right information, right time, influence them, influence your decisions, and take a decision. Political and cultural awareness. You should be aware about what things are going in the market. You should have those things. Negotiations. You can negotiate with the team and the stakeholder. Trust building, build a trust. Conflict management, very important. Coaching. So these are the interpersonal skills that their PMI is expecting that the project manager should have it for managing the project successfully or being a successful project manager. Good. So this regarding a project management body of knowledge, which is called as a PMBOK guide, and it's a standard, it's a recognized standard of project management knowledge. So the PMBOK is, it has a standard how the project should be managed, how the PMO should be there, how the the cost management should be calculated, how the time management, human resource management. So it gives you the standard. Now it is up to the organization how much they follow the standard. If they follow, and some organizations they take it whatever the suit to them. It doesn't mean that what they have specified in the standard, everybody is following everything. It doesn't mean that. Whatever suit to you or whatever suit to the project or organization, take it from there and just do that. If you follow properly what a PMI says, if you follow properly these standards, you are able to achieve the excellence in your your project, in your organization. So that is what they are saying that. Okay. It gives you the guidelines, rule, and characteristics for the project management. Like we have a PMBOK guide 5th edition, and that's where it's just a book where you need to read. All those guidelines are there that needs to be, and that's what we're going to refer it. Or all notes and all PMP certification training is based on the PMBOK guide. So this is an official book for PMP certification. Good. So. Project management knowledge area, these are the 10 knowledge areas that will be covered in the PMBOK guide 5th edition, and integration management, scope management, time management, cost, quality, human communication. We'll be covering these topics in coming days, and so these topics will be covered, and these are the knowledge areas are there.
Yeah,
the PMBOK guide,
right? Leadership, once you mentioned leadership, right? So leadership, it's more of on job. How do you talk to people, setting priorities, conflict management, all these things are also part of leadership, right?
See, that's a leadership is one thing, conflict management is one thing. Now, when I'm leading, I'm giving the directions. I'm suggesting, okay, how it needs to be done. That's something you're giving us some direction. And handling the conflict management is when problem happens, you sit with them. So that's a different two are different activities. So it's not the leadership is motivation and conflict management all together different terms, right? Different things you'll do. In one area.
In India, if somebody is a leader, he has to be technically sound. He has to build the team. He has to do the conflict management. He has to do the negotiation, everything.
But these are within that leader, they are expecting these things, these qualities, and you may find a good leader. Maybe that's not a good platform where I can suggest you few examples where you find people of prime minister or some people who are very good in their technical skills, but they are not leader. Leader is someone who can give the direction to the mass or to the team how it needs to be done. So that is how they are expecting that type of leadership. So it is all in different terms. Leadership can be different. In my terminology, person who can give the direction to the team. Hey, this is what we are expecting. This is the way we need to do it, or negotiate with them. That's one thing. That's one. Handling if some conflict happen, I will sit with the team and try to resolve. That's a conflict management. I will negotiate with them. Okay. But understand, this is all these things comes under the umbrella of overall. If you see, it comes under the leadership qualities. It gives you, but that is how we consider it. Okay.
Okay.
Good. So
the primary definition is someone who can give the direction to the team.
Yes.
So either it's technically or kind of strategically.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
But mostly
you find the people.
It is technical, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Technical and project management or whatever that. Okay.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I got it.
Good. So we'll be taking few questions from let's go with the on high level on summary immediately, and then before we take so we talk about these things. We talk about the projects, and we talk about what are things can be defined as a project. Only one thing you need to keep in mind: project should have a start date and end date, and should not be ongoing effort. Okay, so it has to be it has the at the end the project is got completed, you have some output. So that's the project. We talk about the project management and the program management group of the related projects. Group of related projects, very important word. Okay, remember it. Program where you find a group of related projects, then they form a program manager or program project management. Then the portfolio management where you find a group of the related program also, but you can have individual projects which the portfolio or head of them they want to run it. So that can be the portfolio. OPM sits on the top of all those things and which give you the strategic guidance to the within organization. And these are how the relationship looks like that. This is what we covered. We talk about in what are areas the project can come in the market demand, strategic opportunities. We talk about all those things. Whatever TPMO roles will be there, it can be support you, more of giving a support type of nature and controlling when trying to govern the projects and they have put some guidelines and they want to, every project should follow those things, like some governance will be there, they're trying to force it. So that's of controlling type of directive is more of manage the project itself. Here the degree of control is very high in the directive, like they are managing project itself directly. And you'll find we talk about the project and operation management, what strategy will be there, what can be the different interpersonal skills they are looking at being a good project manager, BMO, and what are the different knowledge areas we'll be having it. So that's all about the summary. We'll take one or two questions on from this topic on a high level, and so to understand your understanding and if any clarification we're going to discuss on those things. Okay, good. So it's now your turn, and when I would like to know what is the program. So what is the the program? Is an initiative set up by the management or means to gain a benefit and controls of a related project? Really good. Why the option C is not applicable or A is not applicable or D is not applicable? Can you justify? Option B is the right answer, which is really good. That's what I'm looking at.
Usually program management is kind of group of related projects. Usually that's the way. Portfolio management is the one in which a group of programs and also some unrelated projects also will be there with under the umbrella of portfolio. But usually program management is a group of projects. For example, take case of the cell phone chip, 2G, 3G, LTE can be under a program management. Whereas overall, but maybe maintaining Intel website and maintaining India website and maintaining this chip maybe under the umbrella of what is called portfolio management. So
that's yeah. So they can get a related project, so they can get benefit out of that when they maintain, So when the related projects are there, you can supply your resources, you can get the things done, you get the benefit of that on overall perspective. So the program you should be remember is the related projects. Okay. What is the question number B? And one of your team members informs you that he does not know which of the many projects he is working on it. Is the most important. Who should determine the priorities between the projects? Who should tell them what is which project he should work on it, or between the projects in the company? Is this project manager or project management plan or project management office or team? Read the question carefully again.
Okay.
They are asking that one of your team members inform that.
What is priority between the projects? Whether it's who determines the priority? That's the question.
Who determines the priority between the projects? There's multiple projects are there, but you want to know where he should be working on. Who tells that where he should work on it?
Project manager, project management plan, project management office, the team. Basically, it's the program manager hierarchically. So that means PMO, right?
Yep. So it comes under the PMO, right? Yep. So that is because under the PMO there will be multiple projects. So this PMO of more of we can say of controlling in the nature or directive in the nature. Okay. So they want to they so they can direct you. Hey, you are going to work on this thing. That's good.
Every project manager wants his task to be done.
So, but here that's what he want to know. The team want to know which project he should work at. So between which project. So who can give you the direction? That's the PMO office can give it, and they'll say, hey, you will be working on this project.
But in reality, project management also will say, okay, he works on these other priorities, project ABC. And yeah, usually.
But he will say it's under his project, not on the other project where you will work on. He will say, yeah, I want you work under me. Everybody wants it, but who decide where should I work it? Because the PMO knows which project on a high critical to which one he needs the resources of this type. They can put it there itself. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay. So we